Evan was recommended to see me by the local gender clinic.
Well, I started to go through gender transition, which ultimately caused the end of my long-term 20-plus year relationship. I knew I couldn't approach, dissolving a partnership myself without the assistance of a very understanding solicitor. There's a very good gender clinic here, and they highly recommend anybody with any legal issues to come to Bridget's law firm to see Bridget.
He was coming to see me effectively for a divorce, which in civil partnership is called a dissolution. The language is quite different around civil partnerships for same-sex couples.
You feel uncomfortable divulging your circumstances, but you know it's necessary. But there was such, a level of comfort and appreciation and understanding coming back from Bridget that I just felt immediately at ease to actually be able to say exactly what the issues were.
One of the big difficulties was the hostility that the situation had caused for his civil partner. So one of the first things I felt I had to do was set the ground rules with the other party and her solicitor. And I wrote a letter. So I made it clear in that letter that Evan was to be referred to in his preferred gender pronoun as male, as well as having the usual initial information in it about beginning the dissolution process for the civil partnership, beginning the financial disclosure process, so we can start to look at the financial issues. It dealt with what I would call the usual things in an initial letter like that.
Bridget was excellent at suggesting, how we do approach it. So we did approach it very tentatively at the start, in a very, very friendly manner, which again didn't receive any response for a few months, but ultimately after more friendly letters going to my ex, it then initiated a response. So that started the whole proceedings then, that we could actually start exchanging documents.
We had lost so much time with the delay of waiting for a response, which never came. We decided to issue the financial proceedings at the same time, which is quite unusual. And the issues were mainly around the financial and property side of things. And the first stage of that is exchanging a detailed amount of financial information in a fairly standard format within a court timetable. And we were able to proceed to the first hearing with the district judge in Evan's local court. We were able to reach an agreement with the other party at the first hearing, which meant that we had resolved the financial issues.
Just walking out that day was just an incredible sense of relief. I can't even begin to describe how relieved I felt. I felt completely confident that she would handle the case correctly and respectfully, and I didn't even have to worry about being mispronounced or misnamed, or being even treated that you were a different person. That was that total respect and trust there right from the start.
There was a huge weight off Evan's shoulders, I think, and it's always a pleasure to get to that point in a situation like that.
Everything just fell into place, so I managed to find a house to move to, so I used Bridget's firm to deal with all my proceedings for my house purchase. And I'll say I'll be working with Bridget to work towards my gender recognition certificate.
It's just really nice to hear how things are going, and of course there are always other legal issues that crop up in anyone's life, buying and selling houses, making wills, so it's nice that we're able to help Evan with those things as well.